Hey, what is up, my Trekkie friends? Stu Jackson here from Hailing Frequencies, back with another BATSH crazy. Stop. No, this week is not a BATSH crazy theory. Why? Well, we're getting towards the end of Picard now. Only 2 episodes left now that episode 8 has dropped. And I think we're heading towards an inevitable conclusion. So as much as it's been great fun to theorize and play these thought experiments about where it could possibly go, I think it's now time. We can't avoid the assimilated elephant in the room anymore. Now, before we get stuck into today's theory about where Picard season 3 is inevitably going to go, just a quick reminder that spoilers are in this video. For season 3 of Picard overall, maybe even other elements of Picard, seasons 1 and 2, but in particular for episode 8. So if you haven't watched it yet and you're wanting to avoid those spoilers, stop now, go away and watch them, come back and then assess whether or not you think today's theory is correct or not, or let me know what you think. Don't forget, before you do go, to like and subscribe and hit that notification icon so that you get all the videos future here on the channel. For those who want to stay, here's a quick reminder of where we are so far. Right, now that's out of the way, we can get stuck into it. Now today is going to be just the one theory. Like I say, it's not a batshit crazy theory, this one.
If at any point you want to stop talking in BATSH circles, I'm all ears.
I think it's fairly inevitable where this is ultimately leading. Now, so far throughout the series, I've been hesitant to mention the Borg. Why? Well, the Borg have been quite heavily used so far in Star Trek, particularly in recent Star Treks. And I just thought, you know, it'd be nice to have something a bit different, but I think it is fairly inevitable where this is actually going. Now, let's look at some elements from the latest episode, episode 8, when Seven decides to stay on the bridge with Jack, facing down Vadic. Vadic says something quite interesting. She says,
"How fitting it is for you to stay and witness this."
Now, this is going to be some big reveal that Vadic is expecting to make about Jack and his powers and who he is. We've also got the fact that Picard's body has been stolen, that they've removed parts of his brain connected with the Irumodic syndrome. So here's today's theory. What has previously been diagnosed as Irumodic syndrome is in fact the Picards being transformed into living vinculums. Now, a vinculum, it actually has a real world meaning. It has a technical term in maths to separate things out or something, I don't know. I'm not a big maths person, but in terms of biology, it is what connects tendons to bones. It's an area of tissue, but it's about making connections. In the Star Trek universe, a Borg vinculum is a device that we saw in the Voyager episode Infinite Regress. We'll come back onto that in just a moment, where every Borg vessel has a vinculum, and what it does, it connects all the Borg together, it removes all individuality, and it provides information to the collective. So what do I mean that I think that Jack in particular, and Picard to a degree, is a living human vinculum? I think essentially when the Borg captured Picard, maybe this is why the Borg captured Picard, made him an individual Borg, Locutus. I think it's because they recognised this fundamental possibility with the way his brain is made up. Maybe even Irumodic syndrome was present and the Borg found a way of converting that into a vinculum. So if it was a biological vinculum, then obviously the next evolutionary step would be Jack. It would explain all these red tendrils that we're seeing, all the red vines coming out, those being the connections. He's hearing a multitude of voices beyond that red door. There's been a lot of references to Jack's isolation and loneliness.
Isolation. Loneliness.
Which would imply that he has this need to make connections. And indeed, when he took over Sydney's body, effectively, that would be making a connection. That would be acting as a vinculum and adding Sydney to his collective. Now, where does Vadic fit in with this? Now, we know that Vadic has been experimented on by Section 31 at Daystrom Station. I think one of the experiments that they did was to introduce Borg nanites to the changeling morphogenic matrix to see what effect it would have. And I think essentially this is how we have these evolved changelings, is they are part Borg. What has Vadic been connecting with in terms of the face? I think this has been a form of her talking with the Borg Queen. Now, on Daystrom Station as well, in a blink and you'll miss it, in the episode Bounty, we also saw that Section 31 had a Borg vinculum aboard. Now, in addition to the Borg vinculum being at Daystrom Station, we've also had another reference to the Borg vinculum, albeit much more of a subtle one, because when 7 of 9 challenged the changeling Tuvok to remember kind of what happened in terms of her neural pathways being destabilized and needing the help of him to stabilize them, that was also the episode Infinite Regress, where she was getting this multiple personality disorder. That's why her neural pathways needed stabilizing, but that was caused by a malfunctioning vinculum. So I think the clues have been there, dotted throughout. So there we go. Now this is where I think the theory is. I think that Deanna and Jack are going to open that red door. We're going to see basically the Borg on the other side. We have had a little teaser video for episode 9 already dropped, so I won't spoil that if you haven't watched it. If you want to watch it, Google it, search it out, watch it. It's great fun and it's highly recommended. But I think what they're going to experience the other side of this red door is effectively the Borg collective. And yeah, Jack is effectively a human biological Borg vinculum. That's where I think this series is going. I think that's what we're going to see very, very soon. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I love hearing people's various theories, some batshit, some not. But I absolutely adore hearing and listening and reading your various theories. So do let me know what you think below. And oh my goodness, this series is absolutely cracking and I'm loving where it is going so far. I can't wait until next week and episode 9. I'm expecting episodes 9 and 10 to be effectively a two-parter, although pretty much the entire series has been quite linked in that respect already. But let's see where it goes from here. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe. Resistance is futile.
There's really no point resisting.
And live long and prosper.